Om Apyayantu mamangani Vak pranaschakshu Shrotramatho Balamendriyani cha sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Ma Brahma Nirakarut Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam mestu Tadatmani nirate ya Upanishatsu dharmaste mai santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs become efficient and powerful. All is verily the one without second, all pervading, ever blissful, ever perfect existence itself called Brahman. May I never deny Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. May all the necessary virtues which are spoken of by the scriptures be with me so that I can realize, experience the Brahman. Peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the Brahman, the oneness of all apparently separate, divided existence by feeling that there is a huge heap of ice cubes in the weather like this. I am one of those cubes. I am identified with my shape. And thus feel I am separate from all other ice cubes. Identified with my shape, my size, being proud of this separate existence, I form relations with other such ice cubes. Feel some such ice cubes are my parents, some are my siblings, some are my children, some are friends, colleagues. Some are enemies, some are unrelated. But the ice is melting, every cube is changing. All becoming water, the same substance. Actually, all was same even before it melted. But ignorance portrayed the differentiation, the separateness, which created and perpetuated the bondage, being limited by a shape, being in time, being buffeted by so-called joys and sorrows. But as I see the oneness, I see that I am beyond time, beyond any change, beyond space. I am existence, consciousness, bliss itself. Peace, peace, peace. So let us, friends, begin our study of this great text, Srimad Bhagavatam, where the highest philosophical truths are provided or are put into us through the medium of these wonderful stories. So, let us begin with the beginning. Please recite this opening chant as loudly as you can. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratashchartheshvabhijñaswarat tene brahmhridaya adikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So, This is, as we say, is 206th class today. So, it is, and the ninth skandha. Ninth skandha is full of, as the many other skandhas have some part of it, the lineages of various kings, the rulers. You may ask, why kings only? Why not the other ordinary people? Because ordinary people, they are too many, and also they are subject to the kings. So as you see, the ordinary people, they do not become that famous like the kings. For example, the news about the President of America keeps on always coming. The pictures of him are always shown. Similarly, all the other leaders of the society. And in history also, if you look at the history books, you will see that under the regime of this king, how the population was, how was this king, what was the character, and other related things about that king. So these Puranas also, they focus on these leaders of the society at different times. And this Navam, that is ninth skandha, is telling about the seventh of the Manus. The Manus are the controllers of a particular period of time, some big period. From our standpoint, from a human calculation, it is given that it is like 240 or something, 240, which it is that Swayambhuva Manu to the end of this Chakshusha, which will cover a period of 25,920 human years. So, now there are those calculations. I am not very well versed with those. So, and then different ways of calculating are there. Bhagavad Gita gives in the 8th chapter a way to calculate that that it is 1,000 years. Sahasra yuga paryantam aharyad brahmano viduhu. Then that the Brahmas one day is like 1,000 of a big time period called yuga. And every yuga has several manus, means the kind of governors and controllers of that particular age, whatever it may mean. But that is how in these Puranas these stories are given. And then it is Shraddha Deva is the name of this Vaivasvat Manu. Vaivasvat Manu's time is considered to be still going on. So in this Vaivasvat Manu's times, there were two main dynasties which were covered. So one is this Ikshvaku, the solar dynasty, and then the moon dynasty. So it is the different 84 kings of this dynasty are mentioned, in Bhagavatam. So the important ones I have written down there. And then 64 other than mentioned here, they are from this moon dynasty. So, great kings, their histories are told there, and in many other Puranas also, you see the mentions of many of these kings. So, they were all great in their own right, and there are all these funny stories about them. So, now, as you know, how this Bhagavatam proceeds, that there is a king Parikshita, and he was cursed by a sage, a son of a sage. He had gone, this king had gone. I had told this story before, but that was long time ago. So good to refresh our minds that how this is being coming to us. That this Parikshit, he was from the clan of that Mahabharata, Pandavas. He was the uh, grandson of Arjuna. So it is, so Abhimanyu's son. So it is a nice story about his birth also is there. I won't go into it. But as he became the king, very pious and very powerful, normally would be going with all the ethical, moral conduct prescribed in the scriptures. So, a very moral person, this king, went to have some, hunting, some game in the forest, as that used to be the custom, that used to be the sport. Went on a horse and deep into the forest, and then couldn't find any animal to hunt, It is not easy to find them. They also have to, care for their life. Everybody loves life, so struggle for existence. So they hide here, there, everywhere. So the king could not find that day any creature to hunt. So, and it was a hot day, became very thirsty, and was looking where to find water. He saw a small hermitage there. Thought that there somebody, a sage, would be there who would give him some water. And then, as he went there, the sage was deep in samadhi, so deep that he did not notice the king coming in. He did not even hear that the king is addressing him. He was so deep in meditation, and thus, uh, the king was getting frustrated when the thirst comes, scorching thirst. Then you want water immediately, not getting it. The king, though as such a very moral king, he thought that this sage is just trying to cheat him. He is listening everything, but is not opening the eyes. So what he did was, there was a dead snake, and then he picked up the snake with the arrow and put around the neck of the sage, like as if it is a garland. And the sage was in samadhi, he didn't have any effect of that. The king went his way, might have found water somewhere, reached its capital, the Hastinapur. So, and by that time, he was also feeling a little bit, oh, I didn't do it right. That this was the remorse, repentance was there. I shouldn't have done such a thing of, making this such a caricature of this sage. So he was feeling the remorse, and at that time, in between, the son of that sage who had gone out came back. Now the son sees that somebody has put the snake around my father's neck as if it is a garland. What a terrible, bad mockery. And he became very angry. He could understand that that must have been the king. And he said, "Whosoever has played this kind of practical joke on my this holy father, since he put the garland of snake, he will be killed by a snake bite on the 7th day from now." He pronounced that curse. From 7th day from now, he will be killed by the snake bite. Now, afterwards, as the sage came to his normal consciousness, he saw what the son described, that he told son that you didn't do right. You should not have gotten angry. People, they out of ignorance, they do all such things. We should forgive them. We should not get upset and angry with them. Especially, the death of the king is a big blow to the society. So much upheaval will be caused. And who will get the demerit of that action? Because this king, an ordinary person dies, then a family gets affected, maybe 5 people, 10 people. But a king, a huge impact on the whole social structure would happen. It is. So that is why you see the king's that life is protected by so many people around. There are so many bodyguards, so many protective measures are taken to keep the king harmless. Yeah, it is for this purpose that if the king dies, it becomes a big social upheaval. So he told his son, see, the king is as such a very pious king, very religious person, and everybody now and then gets into some fits and commits some mistakes. But that should not be the reason for pronouncing such a curse out of anger. Anger makes one lose one's mind. All becomes disproportionate. The crime and the punishment. There is a justice system, where there is a proper, proportionate punishment for the crime is given. But in anger, it becomes, somebody might have stolen an apple from me, and I get angry. That fellow should be given death punishment. Stole an apple, the punishment, because out of anger you lose the sense of proportions. That is why anger is so bad. It is it makes us, so many things we lose just because of anger. So therefore, anger is a very big enemy. So this father told the son, and then both went to the king to see that. The king said, yes, it was my fault, and then death after all comes to everybody. The king didn't show any, disrespect or anger to them. He welcomed them. But they said that the son said that, well, it has escaped my lips. I am sorry about it, but it won't come back. I will not. I don't have the means to take back that curse. So it will bear fruits. You will die of snake bite. On the seventh day, we just came to tell you so that whatever measures you want to take, you can take. There are stories, not in this Bhagavatam, some other place, that the king decided that, okay, death is going to be there, but still we should take some protective measures. So it is said that he built a house, a palatial house, inside, in the middle of a lake, so that nothing will come, no poisonous snakes will be able to wade those waters. And everything that comes, there was all walls and sentries, the guards everywhere, so that nothing gets in, no snake will come in. And king started living there. But the snake, the big snake called Takshaka. So that Takshaka had the responsibility to fulfill this curse. So the Takshaka was trying to find the ways to get to that king through all this. So he had the skills to reduce the size, change the form, and so this snake became a little small worm and got into a fruit. Those fruits were brought for king's consumption, and so the king picked up that fruit, and then, eh, and just exactly on the seventh day, the big snake appeared there, and that killed the king. So that is a story that is not given in Bhagavatam. Some other places it is there. But what King Parikshit did was, well, the death is sure to come, because that boy, he gave the curse. And because he has been practicing these austerities, those words are very powerful. They have to come true. This is a wonderful, idea that you find. Our words, whatever we may say, sometimes it may come true accidentally, and many times it doesn't come true. Whatever, yeah, our Raji will keep on saying, tomorrow will get my green card, but it doesn't come true just because of her wishes. But such great people are there who utter word and that comes true. That is the power they have. There is a very beautiful verse in Bhavabhuti's Uttar Ramacharita, that Rama is welcoming a great sage, and Valmiki. He had come there, and he tells Valmiki, well, whatever you say comes true, has to come true, because it is, he told the whole Ramayana before Rama's birth, and it all followed as he had scripted. So it is. So he said there are laukika nam hi sadhu nam, that artham vag anuvartate. In good people, they speak the truth, It is that according to they understand the truth, they speak. They don't go to tell lies. That is the good ordinary people. Laukika nam hi sadhu nam. But Rishi Nam tu Punaradhyanam. There are those great sages, rishis. Vacham Artho Anudhavati. The truth, the meaning, it runs after the speech to catch up with it. That is how their words have to come true. So Parikshit said that it is, after all, the life is evanescent. It is born today, gone tomorrow. So let me make best use, at least they have warned me. So let me make best use of these 7 days. And so all the sages were gathered there, and the greatest of those sages, Shuka, was there. He started, the king, telling this Bhagavatam, the stories of God's sports in human form. In various forms, the God appears to us and does the sport amongst us. That is a very special thing. The God does not actually become ignorant, but while retaining the knowledge, plays as if it is there, like us, so that we also learn our true nature. And that is how this sport was going on. So, that is, these stories were being narrated by Shuka to Parikshit. And then many other sages were there. One of them was Sut. Sut was there. So Sut, he heard the story and he started narrating it to other people, to the big gatherings. He started giving discourses on Bhagavatam, and what we get in this book is mainly from this sutta. So, it is this Bhagavatam to King Parikshit, says sutta, describing to large gathering. And so, sutta is telling exactly what he heard. So, but the language is different. So, because this Bhagavatam was completed by Shuka, telling to Parikshit in how many days? 10? 7 days. Yeah. Got it, Adi? 7 days. And how many days we require to read it? For ordinary people it requires elaboration, and then so stories into stories and so forth, because we are not so attentive, we do not have that concentration. So even if we hear, we forget, or even while hearing, half gets heard, half gets over the head. So isn't it, Abhijit? Or all that, even half doesn't get into us. All. So it is, therefore these suttas, they give the discourses again and again, tell. So this is that. So now we are listening it, actually the sutta is telling that what King Parikshit asks Shuka. So Sutta, in reply to king's request about the deeds of the great kings of the solar dynasty, Sri Shuka replied thus: the Supreme Being, the Purusha, who is the indweller of beings, alone existed in the end of the last kalpa, beginning of the new. Kalpa is that time, huge time cycle. So, this whole universe having dissolved in the being of this Purusha, means the indweller. We all can feel the indweller, it is a very important thing that we feel body, my hair, my limbs, my nose, my all those things, We feel that I am not feeling that well today, and then my mind is playing tricks right now, and so forth. But that I, that is there, that we do not know what it is. It cannot be described. It is easily seen that it is neither body nor mind, because body and mind keep on shifting and changing. The I remains the same. We were seeing Adi Maharaj photos of his as a baby, So it is changing. So then the mind changes, body changes. So can I be body and mind? No, the indweller of it. So that indweller is same in all. The indweller in so-called very ethical, moral, upright person, and one inner indweller in a horribly evil cheat person, they are same. Indweller in those fruit flies, that is the same as the one who tries to capture them in the vacuum cleaner. The two are not different. The bodies are different, but the indweller remains the same as the water content in a drop of water and in the ocean. As water, they are same. The receptacles are only different. So, Shuka tells the king, that the manifestations happen, the manifestation, there is a sequence in manifestation, there is then the cause and effect and all that, but it is otherwise there is nothing that shifts or changes. The manifestations come, they go, but the indweller remains the same. Like one sees the dreams as it were, that it is things come, things stay, things vanish. There is this change for that. But like you see the water in winter becoming ice, the appearance changes. Then it becomes vapor, that appearance changes. But the content as such remains the same. So let us try to hold on to that content which is beyond time, space, and manifestations, different shapes, and whatever, So this is told Then there is the creation story comes. The whole universe is inside that, and the creation comes. For example, we all do it. Uh, Even Charlie was it, say uh, goes to sleep, and then the dream starts. Whole creation, all, oh, infinitely varied creation comes like that. Uh, Yesterday, I was at that doctor's office, and then I was told to sit in that chair. The door was closed, and the doctor was to come whenever gets free. So it is, wait, the doctor will come. I was told it's a common thing. So I sat there and then fell asleep, dozed off, and then saw in a dream that the doctor is entering. And there the doctor entered. So it is. All the dream world I was seeing in sleep, that it is. But that uh, similarly, this universe also. In the dream, just as in the dream you are there to take experience, you experience this world also as you are there, that you does not undergo any change. So it is told in Vedanta, therefore, that Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, that whether you are awake or dreaming or deeply asleep, in all these states, the experiences change. But one experience of I, remains intact. It does not change. I didn't think at that time that somebody else was seeing the dream. The same one who sat on the chair and was told that the doctor will come soon. And then I know the same person was dreaming also. So it is the I remain the same in all these states. That is one of the important messages in many Vedanta texts, that unchanging nature of the I. So that is why that is real. That which changes is not real. It is evanescent. And that which does not change is real. So, in this is told now there is a creator called Brahma. Now, the creation means a creator has to be there. If there is, you see variety, and that variety has interlinks, connectedness. That is why it is not a cosmos and not a chaos. So there is so somebody must have created it deliberately. So that is Brahma. And through the God. Now this is all the story part. There is the variety. There is the God's navel. From that, this Brahma came up. Brahma, see, Brahman is different from Brahma. So, it is this Brahma has come out, and then the Brahma started creation. We have seen this many times happening. Here it is again described. From Brahma came Marichi, from Marichi came Kashyapa, and then came Vivaswan, whose son became the Manu. So his name is Vaivasvat, from Vivaswan's son. so therefore becomes Vaivasvat. So his name was Shraddha Deva. Shraddha mostly is referred to what is, performed for the forefathers. Some rites are performed for the forefathers, and that is called Shraddha. Why it is called Shraddha? Because it is done out of that deep faith. You don't see them, but you are told if you pour oblations to fire, that will be carried to them. You believe that, and then therefore that gets called Shraddha. It is done out of this kind of faith. So this Shraddha Deva was this name of this Manu, the Vaivasvat Manu. And then he married Shraddha. So was the name of Shraddha means that deep faith. 10 sons were born to them. But before that, naturally before that they had no children. So they performed a sacrifice under the guidance of sage Vasishtha. The name of Vasishtha as the sage comes in Ramayana. It seems that it is not a particular person, but an office. So because Rama, in the same dynasty, Rama was born and was after hundreds of thousands of years after this. So therefore, that is... and there also you read about Vasishtha as the teacher of that clan. So must be an office, name of a office. So, and he was this sage Vasishtha, very powerful due to austerities. So they performed a sacrifice under the guidance of this sage. And then the wife and husband, they have difference of opinions even then, and not just now. Even then, the opinion of the wife would be different from the opinion of the husband. So the wife wanted a daughter. So she went directly, without telling husband, to the one who was pouring oblations in the fire, that, you have to see that I get a daughter. So, and thus the priest accordingly poured the oblation, asking for a daughter. And so a daughter got born. And the name of the daughter was kept Ila. Now the husband wanted a son. See the difference now. It is opinions are always diverse, and then it is so sometimes it becomes very intense. Those days the procedures for divorce and all were not well defined, so there is no description that they were separated. But then the king went to the sage Vasishtha himself, that what is this? Why this happened? I didn't get the slightest idea that this is going to happen. The sacrifice was mainly, intended to get a son to be born. And how this daughter got born. And then, what is the use of you sages? Your words, your mantras, they don't seem to carry enough weight. The Vasishtha said, okay, let me investigate. So Vasishtha investigates and learns that the one who was pouring this oblation to the fire said that, and therefore a daughter got born. And then the king said, okay, change that daughter to son. And so Vasishtha said, okay. we will change him to a son. So it is said that, okay, so Vasishtha converted her into son. So now the son, his name was Sudyumna. Sudyumna. So Sudyumna became a very nice, powerful man, and then he went with many people around to do some. One day, attended by some of his high officers, Sudyumna got upon a horse of Sindhu breed and went to the forest on a hunt. Equipped with his attractive bow and unique shafts, and protected by his this army, he went northwards pursuing a deer. The deer was running, and these people were pursuing the deer, and then they that prince entered into the forest in the valleys of Meru, big Mount Meru. Our Adi Maharaj thinks that that is the center of the universe. It is that he has some data and saying that that is this is the center of this whole universe. This doesn't exactly say that, but a Mount Meru is shown. This big Mount Meru, and there was the Shiva and Parvati there. And there immediately the king became woman again. King became woman, and the horse became mare. Everything got turned into females. And then why it is, the question was asked again by the king, how does it happen like that? Oh, wonderful sage, how did a region with such properties come into existence? And no male can exist there. Only females of any species. No male can exist. That is the property there. How does it happen? So, another story, all stories within stories, So, there is a story told here. Once, some very austere sages with radiance dispelled whose radiance dispelled the darkness in the quarters, and also drowned the brightness of all other bodies, went to that region for meeting Shiva. For meeting Shiva, they had to go to that region, so they went there. Seeing them, Ambika means the Divine Mother, who was at that time with Shiva, without any clothes on. So, and when she saw these in bashfulness, she put on her dress quickly. The rishis too, seeing that divine couple, they immediately turned away and went to the ashramas of Naranara and Badri. They did not stay there. Thereupon, in order to please his consort, Shiva declared that any man who entered that forest would be converted into a woman. man or any creature thus would get converted into female. From that time onwards, men avoided that forest. Men would avoid, won't go there. So Sudyumna and his followers now moved from the forest to forest in the form of females. So they all became females. Sudyumna also became a woman. Now, in the course of his wanderings in the forest, along with other women, because men all got converted into women, Sudyumna, now a very handsome lady, was noticed by the august Buddha. Buddha is the star of Mercury. Star Mercury, it is the and this is called son of moon, Soma. It is the word, Sanskrit word in the text is Soma. Soma means moon. So the daughter of Soma, her name was Buddha, which is actually the star of Mercury. So, this lady married this Buddha. It is lady went to this, and thus they had a son, Pururavas. Pururavas was the son of this couple. That it is the one who was erstwhile man, but now a woman, married this Buddha, this man. And now they have a son. But although woman, now she always remembered that she was actually a man earlier, and so wanted to get back the manhood. So after he came back to his capital, his kingdom, he again contacted the sage Vasishtha that this is what happened. Would you be able to bring me back my manhood, my maleness? The Vasishtha said, okay, I will just talk to Shiva. Now talking to Shiva was as if, easy for the sages. Like Sri Ramakrishna could see Divine Mother Kali and ask her anything. So this was done by that. Vasishtha spoke to Shiva. But Shiva said, well, this I cannot do it like that, but because you are requesting, so I say that he would become a man for 1 month and woman for another month. And then he will change every now and then. I cannot restore full manhood to him. So it will be man 1 month, and then the citizens there, they were, he continued to rule the earth. But after this, the people in the kingdom, they were not liking this. Our king becomes man for 1 month, woman for other month. This is and keeps on changing like that. They were finding it very offensive. So it is, and then afterwards his son, Pururavas, the eldest son, got the kingdom, and the Sudyumna, because he could not rule the people, the subjects were not happy at all with this kind of king. So therefore he went to forest gave the kingdom to his eldest son, and the eldest son ruled after that for a long time, and then there is the lineage of others that we will uh, try to see next time. In brief, it is otherwise it takes a long time. We shall stop here with this chant. निगमकल्पतरुर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any questions? There is no question here. Any question upstairs? No question. So very good. So we shall do the closing chant and the song. And one announcement, as you know, on Sunday we have a day-long celebration of Durga Puja. The program is given there in the flyer. So accordingly things will be done, and try to come, attend as many of them as possible for you. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Krishna Krishna Bol, Krishna Krishna Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol.